The origins of Satan. Friends, many have asked this question, and that is, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? To which many would make a guess. My friend, which do you think came first? Was it the chicken or the egg? I'm asking this question because there is a similarity in the Bible, and that is, did the Almighty first created woman or man? The Bible says that the sovereign of all the heavens and the earth did created both. But I'm asking which one was first. Was it the male or the female? For the sake of not having a long drawn-out debate, I believe that our sovereign Father, created a woman first, and then the woman was made to breed. And in so doing she reproduced humankind. I am not trying to second-guess the Almighty, because He first created Himself, and He created a woman to replenish and to reproduce all of humankind. Friends, it so happened that even Godreel, whom is called Gog and God, and who is also called the old serpent and Satan and the deceiver, and whom was one of the first to deceive the first woman, and was by whom whereby the world and the human race were corrupted. Friends, there are a lot of variables on the creation account. And what I'm sharing with you is to enlighten you, to show the slight and deception and blasphemy in the world, and that is because of Godreel and his sons, and also all the descendants of the children of God, whom are all those that are reserved for Satan, whom is called God and Godreel. Whom is Satan? And in the book of Enoch chapter 69:6, we are told that it was Godreel who beguiled Eve in the Garden of Eden. And also in the book of Genesis chapter 3 verses 13, 14 and 15, says that, it was the serpent who beguiled Eve while they were cohabiting together in Eden. And in Genesis chapter 3 it specifically says that Satan was the serpent, who had beguiled her. Well, who in the world is God, and who is this evil one? Whom is called Godreel, one might ask. And how and where was the serpent whom is called Satan were before? Or where the devil came from? And when and how did this adversary come to be? Was it from hell? And who was it that created this evil one, whom is called Godreel? And Satan? And was it this evil one whom is called Godreel, and who was whom that was also called the destroyer and the administrator of evil and death? And was Adam, the offspring of Godreel, whom is Satan, whom was the offspring of the fallen watchers who were one of the evil ones, and whom was called Godreel, and whom was the same serpent whom is called Satan, and whom was believed to be numbered with the holy angels until when the watchers them sinned. And then they were all cast out of heaven by Elu'hymn. So, is Godreel the father of Adam? Then Adam and Cain are the sons of Godreel, whom is called Gog and Satan. Friends, I believe that He first created Apollyon. Whom is He? And Elu'hymn. And whom is Apollyon? Who is Elu'hymn? Himself. And Elu'hymn is the first man in the creation of Elu'hymn, and the last man in the creation. And Genesis is the story of how Elu'hymn first created himself and the first man, whom is called Apollyon. Because Elu'hymn is sovereign, and because He is the Holy One, and because Elu'hymn is the everlasting sovereign one who existed as a man and a spirit being, and by creating Apollyon, He became Apollyon, and He became Elu'hymn, and He, the Holy One, became both man and angel and also Elu'hymn. Friends, let's look at Luke 22:1. Now the feasts of unleavened bread was drawing near, which is also commemorated with the feasts of the Passover. Luke 22:2, and the chief priests and the scribes, they sought how that they might kill Elu'hymn. But because they feared and the people them and his disciples them and the surname of Elu'hymn. Luke 22:3, then Satan entered into Judas Jesus surname Barabbas, a Canaanite, who was also at one time was number with the 12 disciples. Luke 22:4, and Judas went to the chief priests and the captains, and communed with them on how to betray Elu'hymn to them. Luke 22:5, and they were glad, and they covenanted with Judas to give him money. Luke 22:6, and then Judas promised to betray Elu'hymn, and then Judah sought any opportunity to betray to them, but only in the absence of the multitude that followed after. Friends, Satan here is this evil spirit that took possession of Judas Jesuit Jesus. And when did Satan become an evil spirit? Friends, while Satan was cohabiting in the Garden of Eden with Eve, it had to be that Satan had to be humanoid at that point. And when did Satan become an evil spirit? It might have been right after the curse that Elu'hymn pronounced on him for beguiling Eve and for the corruption of humankind. Probably that was when his offspring in the world was also damned. So who really is Satan? And what is his real name? The definition of Satan is not Satan's real name, nor is it one who acts like Satan. And the name Godreel is really the proper name for Satan. The book of Enoch says that God is the short name for Godreel, and Gog is the evil one whom is called Satan and who is called Old God. And also the old dragon. And the serpent of old. And it was God whom is called Godreel, who was the one who beguiled Eve, and who corrupted the human race, and who damned his offspring and all the children and the sons of old Godreel, the serpent, whom is called Satan in the earth. So how come Satan came to be? And who created Satan? And does Satan have a mother and a father? Of course Satan does have a mother. But Satan have been rejected by Elu'hymn, and has been objurgated by Elu'hymn, especially for the corruption of the human race in Eve's creation. And Satan, whom is called Godreel, is believed to have fathered Adam, whom was born of a spurious beginnings. And this evil one origin was illegitimate at most, and Adam became the devil. So whom do you think was the mother of Adam? I believe that it was Satan, whom is called God and Godreel. And Adam was a Canaanite. A Canaanite is someone who has fathered children with their own mother. In this case, I believe that Satan also has fathered children with Eve, and Eve was the mother of Adam. So, Eve is said to be the first mother, and she was the mother of all whom were living, and that's why I believe Elu'hymn first created a woman. So, how was Adam conceived? I believe it was by Satan, whom is called Gog and Godreel, it is believed, was one of the several other fallen watchers who descended from heaven and left their divine purpose, when they left their posts in heaven, and they came into the earth, and they cohabited with the daughters of Elu'hymn. And in this case it was believed that it was Azazel or Godreel, whom was one of the fallen watchers, that taught the women the secret of Elu'hymn on how to create life, and as a result Adam, whom is called the devil, was conceived by Godreel, whom is called Satan, and whom I surmised was born of a woman himself. And it was because of the sin of Godreel and these fallen watchers, that they are now bound, and they are now in prison until the judgment day, when Elu'hymn shall judge them. 2 Peter 2:4. And if the Almighty Elu'hymn did not spare the fallen watchers that sinned, but cast them down into the earth, and then put them into chains, and then into hell, and then into darkness, and then to be banished there, waiting for their judgment and their reserved punishment. And until he have delivered humanity, which will be at the judgment day, when Elu'hymn comes to restore all things, then these fallen watchers would be also judged, and so would be everyone, and even this whole wide world. So who are the children of God, whom is called Old God, and Godreel, and Satan, and the serpent of old, and the old dragon, and the destroyer, whom is called Apollyon and Abbadon, and the deceiver and the administrator of death? According to Genesis 6:1, and it came to pass that when the sons of Godreel began to multiply on the surface of the earth, that they saw that the daughters of Elu'hymn, that they were looking fair. Genesis 6:2, then the sons of Godreel, they took them for themselves, and they made them their wives, and they even took wives from their daughters that were born to them, and even from them they chose their wives from. Genesis 6:4, and there were giants in the earth in those days, and also, when the sons of God came into the daughters of Elu'hymn, and they bare children to them. And some became mighty men, which became renowned even, when they were young and become old men. Genesis 6:5, and Elu'hymn saw, that the wickedness of the sons of the men of God, that it was great in the earth, and that every imagination and their thoughts that was in their hearts that it was only evil continually. Genesis 6:6, and it repented the sovereign one, whom is called Elu'hymn, and he regretted that he had made woman on the earth, and it grieved Elu'hymn in his heart. Genesis 6:7, and then Elu'hymn said, I will destroy these giant God-men, whom have created, all this sin on the surface of the earth, and also both the male and female and of the beasts and also the creeping things, and the fowls of the air, because I have regretted that I have made them. Genesis 6:8, but Noah found grace in the eyes of Elu'hymn. Friends, the giant men were the children of God Godreel, who is called Satan, and they were not only in the land of the North and South Arsareth, which was before times called the North and South America, but they were also in the land of Canaan. And the Israelites from time to time had to contend with them, until they were down to the very last giant man. Deuteronomy 3:11, and there was only the kingdom of Og, which remained of the giants, and Og was the king of Bashan, which had in it the remnant of the giants. And behold, the bedstead of Og was a bedstead of iron, and it was in the city of Rabbath of the children of Ammon, which was 9 cubits, which was the length of it, and the breadth of it was 4 cubits, which was the cubit measurements of a man's hand. 1 Chronicles 26, and there were yet one giant man that remained, and there was war at Gath, where there were giants, which were men of great stature, whose fingers and toes were 24, and they had 6 fingers on each hand, and 6 toes on each foot. And they were also the sons of the giants. 1 Chronicles 27, but when this giant defied Israel, Jonathan the son of Shimea, David's brother, slew him. 1 Chronicles 28, and these were sons of Godreel, whom were giant men, and the men of God that were born from the giant in Gath, and they fell by the hand of David, and by the hand of his servants. Friends, there are 2 family trees in the Bible. And one is for the Holy One, whom is called and whom is called Christ. And the other is for Jesuit Judas Jesus, whom is the Son of God, whom is better known as Old Godreel, and whom was also the father of the giant men, who the Israelites them had to contend with from time to time, because they somehow was resurrected by the daughters of the giants. And these were also descendants of Godreel, whom is also called Satan, and also Jesus, whom is also called the devil and the false prophet and the Antichrist. Friend, some people might think that I'm making these things up, but I'm not. People nowadays believe that they are the children of God. And even the Christians are now calling themselves the sons of God or the children of God. And they could very well be, right? Because the sovereign one, whom is called, have reserved them for God, the evil one. Because they are the ones who are for Satan, and they are the ones who are lauding God, and they are ones that are embracing and favoring Jesus, whom is the Son of God. And they are even worshipping Jesus and Old Godreel, whom is called Satan, over Elu'hymn. Friends, our generation is the one whom have forsaken the Almighty, and the holy sacred name of the Sovereign of the heavens and the earth, for the name of God and Jesus, whom are the lawless ones, and whom shall be revealed at the coming of the Almighty. Elu'hymn. And because we all have been deceived into worshipping God and Jesus, whom are the sons of perdition, and whom are both the devil and Satan, and that's why many would be reserved for Satan, whom is called Old God. Here is a quote from the book of Hosea. Hosea 1:9, then Elu'hymn said to Hosea, call his name Lo-Ammi, because they are not my people, and I will not be their sovereign. Hosea 1:10, yet even though the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sands of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered, they shall not be mines, nor my people. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said to them, that they are not my people, you write there, it shall be said to them, that they are the sons of Godreel, whom is Old God, the Canaanite god, called Baal God, the destroyer, whom is also called Satan. Because they are not his chosen people, nor are they for Elu'hymn, who is the only true sovereign one, and whom is the everlasting living sovereign king. called Elu'hymn and Elu'hymn. Hosea 1:11, and then shall I Elu'hymn, the Holy One, whom is called will begin to deliver the children of Judah whom are called we Yah, a people whom he have chosen to ma and E's own, and to put E's holy name on them. And that is why we all need the Almighty because salvation can only be found in E's who is the Holy Sovereign One. Amen. Friends, in recent years, I have often traveled across the country of the USA. And what I was able to perceive was that, the landscape of America appears to have suffered the effects of a massive deluge, which I believe was from the great flood of Noah, which destroyed all the men of God, the giants of the antediluvian era, when the Almighty destroyed the sons of God, in the time of the giant of Noah's flood. Which were in my estimation, the great antediluvian flood, which appears to happened in the land of North America which was before times called North Arsareth. And there are plenty of evidence there to prove that there were giants that were living there, which are the skeletal remains of the antediluvian giants which were found in certain areas in America. And even in the valleys and the rivers across America, like the Delaware River and the Ohio River and the Missouri rivers in North America. Friends, the children of God, they have survived the great flood of Noah, through the daughters of the giants, and two such women were Ada and Nama, whom were the children of God and who were Canaanitish women, and whose offspring were Canaanites. And that's why Elu'hymn came to redeem mankind and restore E's creation. By choosing a people whom He have called E's own, and to vanquish old God Godreel and his offspring them forever, then He would obliterate the memory of God and all the sons of God Godreel, and even Jesuit Judas Jesus, and the Jesuits and the Jesuites, and even the sons of Lot, the Ammonites and the Moabites, and the Canaanites, whom are the descendants of the children of Lot, and also old God whom is being worshipped and is being served by the children of God, and also all those who are the son of this Canaanite God, called Godreel, whom is called Satan. And these are the ones, who are also fighting against the coming of the Almighty. And they are the perpetrators of the abomination of whoredom in the earth and the lordolatry of Jesus and the idolatry of God in the world and in Christendom, and these are the ones whom the Almighty would reject and they would be reserved for Satan. And the Almighty would also make their habitation and also the habitation of old God a desolation forever. Zephaniah 2:9, therefore, as I lived, says Elu'hymn, as the sovereign of the heavens and the earth, and as the sovereign of Israel, surely Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah, and even all their lands. And the land Lot of the descendants of Lot, and the land of North Arsareth, and all the inheritance of the children of Lot, in the new world, which was no man's land, and the land whose slogan is in God we trust. It shall be for the breeding of nettles, and for salt pits, and it shall be for a perpetual desolation, and the residue of E's people shall spoil them, and the remnant of E's people shall possess them. Thus says Elu'hymn, the Creator and the Sovereign of all the heavens and the earth. Because the earth belongs to the Almighty, and none other. And because the Almighty, Elu'hymn, is the Holy One, and He is the only true Sovereign of all the heavens and the earth. Bless the holy name of the Almighty. Amen. Friends, if you now see the deception of God whom is called Godreel and the destroyer and the serpent and the old dragon and Satan, would you please consider this message? And would you please return to Elu'hymn before it's too late? Because the Holy One who is called and whom is Christ is soon to come. Friend, I am encouraging you to call upon the holy name of Elu'hymn, and Amen, and Eman, and Elu'hymn, and before it's too late. By just asking the Sovereign of all the heavens and the earth to save you. You would be glad that you did. Please allow me to pray. Thank you, oh My sovereign, please open the eyes of my friends and my subscribers to see the truth and the deception and lordolatry of Jesus and the idolatry of worshipping God Godreel, whom is Satan in the world, and to acknowledge you Elu'hymn as their sovereign. Amen. The end to be continued.